Greetings folks, the name's Dave and I'm about to drop some knowledge on you about the way things are in the world today. Let's start at the beginning. This circle represents the universe. Everything that has ever existed is included within this circle. It is all-encompassing. Nothing escapes its grasp. These smaller circles represent the celestial bodies. Stars, planets, galaxies, black holes, etc. These things are represented as circles because they all work together within the greater cosmic flow, within the circle of the universe. They are all connected through the transfer of energy and matter. As a matter of fact, we could just say they are all connected through the transfer of energy. For what is matter really but stored energy? So in essence, all these bodies are composed of the exact same thing. They are all one. The only differences between them lie in the density of material that existed at the site of their creation. A large cloud of dust would, over time, produce greater pressure and temperature and would eventually formulate a star, while a smaller cloud of dust may only produce enough pressure to become a planet, or an asteroid. Interestingly enough, the reason for this pressure and temperature comes from the relationships all matter and energy share with itself, such as the law of gravity. So as you can see, all things in the universe are connected. But don't take my word for it, look it up. Now the center circle here represents our home planet Earth. Like everything else, Earth is subject to the forces of the universe, just as everything else in the universe is subject to the forces of the Earth, minimal as they may be. Coincidentally, the Earth is also composed of smaller circles. These circles represent the air and the rain, the trees and the animals, life, and that which makes it possible. Again, these things are seen as circles because they all work together within the greater flow. In the second grade, you learned all about the cycles of carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and water. You learned about food chains and predator-prey relations. Hopefully, you were made to understand that each living and non-living thing has its place within the Earth's circle, and that each one has a role to fill. The rabbit depends on the fox for its survival. For even though the fox eats the rabbit, who would stop the rabbit from consuming all the grasses and other things that rabbit eat? Everything has its place, and it all works together. Again, if you still don't believe me, I invite you to do some research into the matter, as science has proven this much for us already. Enter the Pacman. This broken circle represents our global society. Before I go any further, I feel I must stress that not all humans are a part of the Pacman. There are still those who live as circles, as one with their surroundings, but their numbers are getting exponentially smaller by the day. Oh, and for the record, if you are watching this video, you are a part of Pacman society. Our society is represented as this broken circle because it is never complete. No matter how much it takes, it can never be full. It will always need more as it continues to grow larger and larger. As you know, our society, like Pacman, thrives off of eating little circles, something it has gotten increasingly better at over the years. This Pacman pushes against the natural flow of things. It places itself above everything else, in a position of power over the rest of the world. It is acceptable for the Pacman to raise a forest or turn a river undrinkable, because it owns the land and it is its decision how it should be used. The Pacman cares little for others and only about itself and its own growth, as it tries so desperately to fill that gap. However, the Pacman cannot continue expanding indefinitely. Once the circle of Earth has been depleted sufficiently, it will no longer be capable of supporting the Pacman's immense girth. What will happen then? Will we continue expanding into the known universe, sowing a trail of destruction and exploitation in our path? Or will we realize our mistake and see that we were really just circles all along?